Hello and welcome to Lakers Live pregame show presented by Big Baby Sports. I'm Aaron and I'll be your host this evening, filling in for Jonathan. And tonight I'm joined by Manny. Now, as many of us heard around the sports world today, we lost a great world icon to the game and especially to the baseball world. Over 70 seasons involved with the Los Angeles Dodgers, legendary Tommy Lasorda passed away at the age of 93. Our thoughts and prayers are with the Dodgers and Tommy's family today as we mourn a terrible loss. And now, as we look to the Lakers rebounding after last night's loss to the Spurs, playing the 4-5 Chicago Bulls tonight, the Lakers are going to be without two key players, AD and KCP. Manny, how does this affect the game tonight, and what kind of adjustments do we got to do?
Oh, that means that LeBron has got to step it up even more than he usually does, because now we're without our second scorer, because LeBron and AD are normally the guys that pull us through that hump by scoring 25-plus points. So now without AD, LeBron's going to have to possibly score 30 and play better defense than ever. I mean, LeBron's not a defender, but I'm just saying, I guess we better defense than he already has because we have a big load. And yes, we played without KCP the past few games, but the fact that there's so many wings on the Bulls that can shoot, we're gonna have to find somebody that's gonna have to D them up. Is it gonna be Caruso, even though he's not a wing? Is it gonna have to be Caruso because he's a very good defender? We're gonna have to put Markieff off the bench to guard. Yes, I know he's not a bench player, but he's a starter, Wendell Carter Jr., because their bodies are pretty similar. They're both very physical guys that can get in the paint and score and can shoot. So if there's one guy that can stop Wendell Carter, I would say it's Markieff, basically. Yeah,
I mean, it's I think tonight, let's look at Chicago too. They're averaging 115 points. The last game that they played, they lost 128-124 versus the Kings. This team's going to come out hungry, and that they have pretty star players in Zach LaVine.
Oh, absolutely. Now, forget the fact that he's from LA and he went to UCLA. He is averaging, his stats are crazy. He's averaging 24.7 points, and he's shooting 46% from the field, and he's shooting 86% from the line, which is very impressive. Yes, he's a shooting guard, and usually shooting guards usually have very good free throw percentages and good field goal percentages. But the fact is that there's so many guys that can shoot, and there's so many guys that can D up on the Bulls. The fact that Zach LaVine can do it all, that's what makes it dangerous. And without Anthony Davis, we're gonna have to find somebody that's gonna D up Zach LaVine, because even though he can shoot, he can go in the paint and dunk. Because Zach LaVine, I'm positive he's won one or two dunk contests in his life. So we're gonna have to find somebody in the paint. Was it gonna be Gasol? Is it gonna be Harrell? Is it gonna be Markieff? That's the question we're gonna have to find out tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you said it best. Zach LaVine, we see the guy is an all-around great player. He's just getting better. And, it's going to be one of those things where on the Lakers end, everybody has to step up tonight. We lose two key players, Yes, KCP's been out. We've made an adjustment to it. But now you lose Anthony Davis. We don't know, probably for a game, I would guess, maybe today. Back Sunday, you never know. I'm not too worried about losing him. It's the first game we've lost him for the season for. And hopefully he'll be back Sunday. I think everybody else kind of has to step up around him. We can't, it can't just be LeBron taking over the game.
Oh, absolutely. We're gonna need Dennis Schroeder or I know he's struggled a lot, Kyle Kuzma. We're going to need one of those two to be the running mate for LeBron this game because of no AD. Because, yes, Schroeder has been phenomenal this season, but Kyle Kuzma, he's been pretty horrible the past few games. So we're going to need him to get out of that funk that he's in and to just step up and do what he's done before when he's starting. Because we've seen that last season. I'm going to give a nice, good example. last season when we played OKC, I forgot what the date was, but I know it was in January and it was on a Saturday night. He dropped 25 points, and he's done that also a season prior to that, prior to AD coming to LA. I believe there was a game we played the Pistons. He dropped 37 points. So we're gonna need Kuzma to just eat that barbecue chicken tonight. Absolutely.
Kuzma, we could sit here and talk a while about Kuzma and his production. He's been streaky. He's had some good games. He's had some bad games. Obviously when we go back to, losing AD for tonight, I expect to see Trez. I expect to see, I expect to see Marc Gasol. I know it's a frowned upon name right now. He hasn't done a lot. However, all the other big guys got to step up. So, this is an opportunity for Trez to go out there. This is an opportunity for Gasol. We love your passing. No offense to your passing, but score under the basket, dude. You're 7 feet. Nobody's going to screw with you. Nobody is going to touch you. You can literally just put your hand up there and all they're going to do is foul you. So you have a great chance technically to average a good game, at least double-digit points.
Absolutely. Marc Gasol, yes, like you said, it's very frowned upon name because he hasn't done much right now, but his passing's off the charts. But we need his blocking and his scoring to be off the charts as well because yes, he's older, so you might say like Manny, like you're expecting a little too much from him. But he's done that on Toronto last season and the season before that on Toronto. Like I live in Canada. I can tell you a lot of Raptor fans love the guy. So we're gonna need him right now, this game and possibly the next games, because we don't know how long AD is gonna be out. Because we're gonna need that tall rim protector to block shots. Because yes, Harrell can do that. Yes, Markieff can do that, but they're very undersized. We're going to need that true big man center at 7 feet tall to guard because we know that Zach LaVine's going to drive. We know that Kobe White's going to try to drive. And we're going to need Gasol to just swat it out of there.
Yeah. I mean, the Gasol has to be like he was when he was in Toronto. He looked, even last year he was good. Yes, he's not a guy that'll sit there and average a ton of points in the game. But when star players are missing, you have to step up. Everybody needs to step up. It's a team effort here. And you can't just let one guy steer the ship. You can't just let Montrezl Harrell go after all the rebounds for you because you're not worried about it. Like we've seen him in a few games where Gasol will take a step back or not really worry about the rebound and just let it go. And it's like, dude, you need to be more of a physical Andrew Bynum of a center right now and say, if I see a ball, I need to leap or I need to just put my hands up, grab it, hold on to it, grab offensive boards. Literally, the Lakers should be killing the boards tonight. You have one piece missing. That means everybody around that whole that whole team needs to step up. And it can't just come from one guy. It can't just come from LeBron, as we get to, our keys to the game, I have one keys to the game first coming in here from somebody that we all know here. Play with energy, hustle, grit, great grind, and do not fall asleep defensively.
Mm-hmm.
I can't argue with that. What was your keys to the game?
My keys to the game is tighten up deep, just because like I mentioned before on the show that the Bulls they can, even though they can shoot, they can also drive to the basket. We need to tighten that up because with no AD, we're gonna, like you said, it's a team effort. If you're not going to win a game just based off one guy. You need everybody to step up. We're going to need Trez off the bench to stop that driving from the Bulls. We're going to need Gasol. I don't know if he's going to start. He probably will because of no AD. So we're going to need him to just be a physical beast because we talked about his size, but we also got to talk about like he's very built. He has he's pretty like big. He could pretty much he's like a truck driver pretty much. Like when you get in the paint, you got to do that. Absolutely.
Yeah. And you know what? Tonight, it's going to be Schroeder, Matthews, LeBron, Morris, and Gasol. So you know what they say. Another opportunity for Matthews again to shine. You know, he's a guy that's been, you know, when he's, you know, as they said, as Bill and Stu said it yesterday, is when Matthews is hot, he hits his shot. And I mean, yes, that could have been technically the same for Danny Green from last season. That wasn't the case. But Matthews, great overall shooter, you know, an opportunity to step up tonight and play with the starters. He needs to take full advantage of that.
Absolutely. Wesley Matthews, yeah, he's been having a bit of a disappointing year, but like you said, if he gets hot, he gets hot. He shot 7 for 7 from the 3-point line against the Grizzlies. We're going to need him to step up tonight just because the Bulls can shoot, and we're going to need some shooting because of no KCP. And Caruso also can get hot, too. We saw it last game, even though we lost last game. Caruso's first game back, he goes 3 for 3 from the 3-point line. So, like, shooting's going to be very important, but also defense as well, just because I mentioned the Bulls, they can get inside, they can get outside, they can shoot from inside, shoot from outside, get in the paint. Like, shooting and defense are the two biggest keys to the game, in my personal opinion, for tonight.
Yeah, my keys to the game tonight is be aggressive in the post. I'm a guy that no matter what, I believe in the inside basketball more. Or if you have an opportunity to go inside out, run it inside. Essentially, it's almost like if you go back to the triangle offense, it was all based off of being an inside, get in the post, pass it to the post. Mm-hmm. I need to see that from the Lakers. I'd like to see that. You don't have to just because they're shooting just because now, don't get me wrong. If Chicago's trying to shoot lights out threes and they're going to play perimeter, all straight perimeter and pick and roll and kick it out, then yes, you can adapt your offense a little bit because then they're going to look to see that you're playing zone, you're playing man, or you're trying to switch things up on your offensive end. You know, if there's a good three, if you're open to and you have a shorter guy on you, or you got, you know, height advantage, whatever it is, take the shot. But don't just take it up when you think that should be your only option. If you're outside wanting to take a shot and you see Gasol or Harrell out there and you see them asking for the ball and they have perfect post position, give them the ball. Give them the ball. They're hungry. They're like a Shaq. They want the ball. And I think that's something that people need to see is, you know, the more you give someone the ball inside, your offense is just going to click. And you're not going to have these lackluster plays that we see where nobody's talking, nobody's moving, no one's looking like they're open, ready to go. Possibly leads to a turnover because it's a bad pass. Possibly, you know, leads to a block shot or a shot clock violation. And, you know, these are the plays that early in the season right now, this is the kind of stuff where you tweak those adjustments.
Yeah, absolutely. Those adjustments big because last game was not pretty, and I like how you brought up that we go perimeter century because that is Vogel's preferred system. If Vogel has to stay with that system because if he stays with that system, can you imagine how many games we're going to win? And the triangle offense was great with Phil Jackson, but the thing is we're not like into that system anymore because that was in the past with Phil and had Kobe and Bynum. But when you said before about Andrew Bynum that I forgot to address, when he was healthy, he was a beast. And Trez, he's got to emulate his game as Andrew Bynum because he's physical like him. He can get in the paint, he can score, he can defend. So we're gonna need Trez to be that Andrew Bynum guy tonight.
Yeah. I mean, I had to throw it out there, and actually, you know, it's funny is because the Clippers actually run a little bit of the triangle too. That's why I had to throw that out there a little bit. You know, we all know who started it first, actually the Bulls, but you know, it's essentially it's like essentially you kind of see a little flashes of the old offense here. And I just feel like, yes, that's based on that specific offense is based for two big guys, which we had last year. That's why it worked so great. But this is what these kind of games is where, okay, you're tested. This is a test for the Lakers. How much how much do they rely on AD? This is where you say, how much should we rely on him? How many games can we look at right now? This is the test right here. If we were to not play LeBron and AD, they're going on a huge 12-game road trip, something like that, 12 days. I forgot how many games. It's essentially a Grammy trip, as everybody knows, Grammy trip kind of thing. That's actually not happening. This is a perfect example to say, okay, this is an early test for Pelinka and Vogel to say, hey, how could we do without Davis? How could we do if LeBron's only playing a specific 30 minutes a game, 30 minutes on this road trip, vice versa, back-to-backs, less minutes, or possibly not playing on a back-to-back? This is a big test for them to say, can we play without AD if we need to? Is our bench going to step up? The depth that we have should be able to step up.
Absolutely. Like, back to the keys of the game, like we're going to need the to step up, because the bench was very disappointing last night. Wesley Matthews, we talked about him. He shot 1 for 3 from the 3-point line, and Markieff Morris didn't even attempt a shot. We're going to need the defense to really step up, because, like you said, without AD, it's going to be a major test, because LeBron's going to be without his running mate. So we're going to have to find that next guy, and the bench needs to step up. If the bench steps up, I think we could possibly win, even though we're shorthanded without AD and without KCP. We could possibly win this game if the bench steps up, because we need, like I said, Trez to be like an Andrew Bynum. We need Gasol to be that tall rim protector and that tall beast that he was on the Raptors and on the Grizzlies. If I mentioned the Grizzlies, so yeah, like we need everybody to step up, and if we all step up, we'll be okay.
Yeah, now we get to a segment in the show where we go to our player of the game. And who is your player of the game tonight? Player to watch?
I'm going to go with LeBron. And the reason why I'm going to go with LeBron is because I mentioned, again, no AD, and because without AD, LeBron's going to have to do much more than he already does. Like, we know he's an okay defender, but we need him to be a very good defender on this Bulls team, and we need him to score more points. That's why I'm going to put a stat up with LeBron. He might do it, maybe he might not. But I'm going to go with 33 points, 8 rebounds, and possibly 11 assists. And the 11 assists sounds crazy because KCP to pass to, but Caruso's going to make his shots. I feel like he's going to pass to the 3-point line for Caruso to make shots. Maybe even Markieff Morris might attempt a shot today because he's good at the 3-point line. We could attempt a shot over there. And also, we've seen him do the no-look pass as well. He could do a no-look pass to the paint to either Trez or Gasol. So, yeah, I'm going to go with LeBron.
All right. Mine, you know what? I'm going with Dennis the Menace. Dennis the Menace. My stat line for him, some people might call me crazy. 25 points, 10 assists. Double-double for Dennis the Menace. It's simple. There's no AD. You need to be a scorer and you need to be a passer. You and technically him and LeBron should both have at least 10 assists or more. That ball needs to move. If you have an open shot, take it. No one's telling you to go to the 3-point line, but be aggressive. Be absolutely aggressive in the game. Don't hold back. What they say is don't hold back. Everybody's going to be tired. Yes, you just played last night, but remember, you got punched in the gut because you didn't play well. Your defense was lagging. It goes for everybody. AD said it best: is our defense was crap. Plain and simple. He didn't give any excuses for it. We just weren't there. He needs to come out. Dennis needs to come out on the offensive end, come out on the defensive end. Team effort, basketball, and move the ball. And I think we'll be okay.
I like your pick with Dennis the Menace. And the reason why I like it is because I say this once again, like no AD, but like the reason why I say Dennis the Menace is a good pick is because LeBron's going to need that second guy. And if Dennis the Menace could get that 25 and 11 double-double game that you said. It's going to work out very good, and because he's had a very good season, and he's been a very good shooter as well. Not only this year, even on the Thunder. We saw him last year in the Thunder. What he did, he was runner-up. He was runner-up for Sixth Man of the Year. I think he should have won it personally.
Yeah. I mean, this will all say out. Lakers get ready to play the Chicago Bulls tonight. Tip-off is just going to be in 10 minutes or so. Be sure to tune in later on for Lakers Live postgame show starting at 10 p.m. West Coast time. And for Manny and myself, Aaron, take care, everybody, and enjoy the game. We'll see you later.
Peace out, guys.